Man, this keyboard is so thocky. That thockity thock. This keyboard is thocky too. Just listen to this spacebar. That is thock. And of course, this one is also. At last we meet, Mr. Scott. Whoa, are you Asian Neo? Did you come here from the Matrix? Well, if you're Asian Neo, I guess you came from the Animatrix? I assume you feel like you're falling deeper into the rabbit hole. Wait a minute, you do know that Keanu Reeves is part Asian, right? Psh, Animatrix, do you believe this guy? Yeah, and why are you even here, man? And what's up with that jacket? Aren't you hot? It's like almost summer. I'm here to help you. All this thock nonsense. It doesn't exist. It's a made-up word. It's all in your head. I want to give you a chance to get out of this trap. Wait, thock is a trap? But with no thock, there's no keyboard. Thock, it doesn't exist. It's been put into your head as this never-ending pursuit of this imaginary ideal. You need to snap out of it for your own good. Oh, I see where this is going. You're gonna either offer me a red pill or a blue pill, right? So very typical. No, I could do better. Jesus, is that Gateron red and blue? Yup. Unlubed. Ugh. Do you have any other options? What if I don't like either of those? No, you must choose from one of these. You choose the blue switch, you wake up from your bed, and every keyboard you touch will still thock. But if you take the red one, I will show you a world beyond just thock. Do you at least have a Gateron yellow? No, you only get... Just choose one, man. It's not that hard. I would like to stay in Thockland, but I don't really like the blue switch, so I guess I'll take the red. Are you sure you don't have a Gateron yellow? Now, take the switch, put it into your escape key, and press it. Then you'll see the truth. For now, I must return, because tonight, Morpheus is making some tacos. Man, that was the weirdest dream. I got visited by Asian Neo from the Animatrix. What the heck is this? Some kind of a terminal? Wait, no. The thock! It's gone! No! Asian Neo, come back! Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Scott K. So I'm sure you know where this is going. Yup, I finally decided to take a look at the Cyberboard. Specifically, the latest version of it, the Cyberboard Terminal. What is unique about this is that it has a lot of new things going for it. For example, the translucent machined polycarb case, the updated internals, its own unique keycaps, and also this, the terminal-themed LED display on the back. But if you recall, many of my fellow reviewers already took a look at this keyboard and mostly said that it's stiff and sounds a little bit muted. So, Angry Miao actually sent me the updated Cyberboard terminal. Now, if you purchase the Cyberboard terminal during the group buy, you will get this one, the one I have, not the one that everyone already reviewed in the past. Angry Miao actually made some changes to the board to help with the feel as well as the sound. They actually updated the gasket mounting method, fixed the plate wobble, decreased the amount of standoffs, added pour-on foam, and also updated the software. So, with these changes, the new Cyberboard terminal should be better, right? Well, let's check it out. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this. It's not a bad sound, but I feel like it's a little bit restrained. I think that is the word that explains this sound the best to me, at least. So what about the flex? Surely the changes made an improvement, right? Now, that doesn't feel very flexy at all. It doesn't bottom out hard, it's not that harsh, but the board itself is still pretty stiff. So, what did I do? Well, I guess I downgraded it? I'll show you what I mean by that, and what I did, and how it actually turned out. So, let's get started. So the Cyberboard terminal is essentially the fourth iteration of this famous Cyberboard, the keyboard that is inspired by the shape of Elon Musk's face. I mean, the Cybertruck. Over the course of time, it evolved and now it's this ultra sleek and ominous black with its own set of unique keycaps. You can get this in two ways. The bare bones kit of just the keyboard for about $600 and the full bundle with the keyboard, the C3 Equalz Kiwi switches, and the crazy see-through keycaps for, wait for it, $800. That effectively puts this keyboard as probably the most expensive keyboard out of box that I have reviewed and modded on this channel. But let me tell you this, if you haven't seen the Cyberboard in person, you realize what a crazy over-the-top keyboard this is. It's not a keyboard you buy for $800 for optimum typing experience. The typing is not bad, but that's not why you buy this. You buy the Cyberboard because you love Elon Musk. I'm just kidding, no you don't. You buy the Cyberboard because you're looking for the most ridiculous flex on your friends. I mean, this thing, it's so freaking cool. The look of it is unique. The crazy wedge shape. You got this fantastic LED light show. The LED panel on the back features so many different animations with some homage to classic games, information displays, and yes, you can also customize it to your liking. Probably one of the reasons why people actually pick these up in the first place. Then, it obviously would have wireless, right? With Bluetooth. I mean, this thing even has Qi wireless charging. How many keyboards do you know that supports wireless charging? The new Glacier keycaps, it's made of translucent polycarbonate that Angry Miao paid for new mold tooling on because he did not want to share with anybody else, he wanted it perfect. It even comes with this over-the-top case sponsored by Monster Energy. Actually, it's not. Not sure why it shares a similar logo though, it kind of looks like maybe it's an angry cat got angry and scratched stuff with 3 nails? I don't know. So, now that I got that all out of the way, let's go into what this thing's all about and why I actually downgraded it. But before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is an online service that helps you print PCBs, do 3D printing, or even CNC machining. If you're an aspiring keyboard designer or whatever else designer, you can take your design and simply upload it to get something made quick. Or, if you have the source code for a PCB that you already have and you need a replacement, you can also get that done as well. They can handle all types of PCBs from your simple single layer designs to multi-layer stacks. Beyond PCBs, if you want to try making your own case, PCBWay can machine that as well. Remember when Glarsis made his triple keyboard? Yep, it was PCBWay that actually helped him make it. And finally, PCBWay has a platform called Shared Projects that provides a community for creators to show off their projects and designs. Obviously, keyboards are also a part and included in this process, so go and check it out. With all the keycaps removed, you can see that the Cyberboard terminal features a set of factory lubed C3 Equalz Kiwi switches. Overall, the Kiwi switches are great tactile switches with smoothness that is very hard to match. The sound is on the higher pitch though, similar to the C3 Tangerines that you're more familiar with. Under the switches, you have the custom polycarbonate plate as well. Now, you flip this thing over and you can see the touted stainless steel PVD weight. And it's gorgeous, highly polished, and looks amazing. But don't touch it though, it fingerprints like crazy. In fact, the entire keyboard actually pretty much fingerprints like crazy. Okay, so the access continues into something as small as the screw. These are chroma treated titanium screws. Yup, I mean, nothing but the best, right? Once you remove the screws and actually get the back off, you can start to see why this board behaves the way it actually does. Yes, the keyboard indeed is gasket mounted, as you can see here. But if you lift that up, you're actually greeted by some nice foam. Unlike the first version of the Cyberboard terminal, the updated version actually comes with pour-on foam. Oh, don't worry, you still have the silicone one in the box and you can substitute it in if you really want to. But the silicone will actually mute this even further, so that's up to you. One thing I did realize is how all this was put together. You have the main PCB, the connected to the daughter PCB, which is also then connected to the rear LED segment. The ribbon cables are actually very easy to use and nicely positioned. Then the gigantic battery in the lower case connects to the top via these little contact pins. A really welcome touch versus having more cables going all over the place. So I really commend the engineers here that designed this. It's very clean and well executed. Now, if you look closer at the plate, Angry Miao decided to go with silicone gasket jackets versus the standard pour-on. It's actually stuck onto the plate itself. But wait, there's more. If you look below in the lower case, this updated version also uses pour-on gasket foam. So you got the top gasket on top of the gasket. However, if you look at the top case, it actually doesn't have the additional layer. So by convention, this is similar to what I kind of did for the Tenet in the past review. Decrease the thickness of the upper gasket and increase the lower, and this gives you more height and flex to the board. So why is this board not very flexible then? It comes down to this. Even with everything out, you can see that the plate can actually barely flex at all because of all that fat foam that is underneath. It's packed so thick with foam, it's like essentially performing like a stack mounted keyboard here. So check this out. Just taking out the two lower layers dramatically increases the board's ability to flex. I'm sure this might have been some design intention, but not sure it's really needed though, since the board is a thick polycarb case and also has absolutely no resonance or pinging to it, so I don't think it really needs all that dampening. Like most keyboards these days, the Cyberboard terminal also comes with a layer of plate dampener as well. But instead of the usual pour-on or EVA foam, it's using this super soft silicone mat. Silicone does a really good job of dampening, sometimes too well, especially with structural sound and vibration and noise. And you usually don't get much resonance from PC plates, so I feel like this is a little bit overkill for this board. I would absolutely agree that support is required for flexi PC plates, and I would have gone with something like a stiffer open cell EVA here instead. Something I need to reach out to Stupid Fish later for a custom cut foam. Underneath the silicone, the PCB already has PE foam sheet installed, and it's glued onto the PCB itself, so taking it off might end up damaging the PE foam in the case that you want to use it again in the future. So I just kept it in there anyways. It's a good thing for this board also. So looking at the PCB, this is the latest version, made in May of 2022. So given that, it has some changes versus the ones you have seen in earlier reviews. Notably, the software actually works on this one. Next, instead of the blue TTC hot swap sockets, they decided to go back with the black KO ones. Sorry Hipio, I know you really love the blue ones, but they stuck the black ones back in there. KO standard. And this came with Gateron ink stabilizers, unlooped by the way. Now at this point, I decided to take a gamble. Before I put all this back together, I need to really think about what this board really needs, and the conclusion was nothing. Given the case characteristics, it doesn't really need all that foam, so that is all out. And I'm not going to use a silicone padding either, so that is also out. Now, as much as it pains me to work with an unsupported PC plate, the silicone is muting the plate a little bit too much here, so that is also out. It's crazy, but I literally stripped this much material out of this board. That is pretty thick right there. Then, keeping with the theme of the board, I decided to keep all the switches and everything that came with it in place, but I did lube and film them. I also lubed the Gateron ink stabs, also with some Krytox 205. Before I put it all back together, I did add a double layer of masking tape under the PCB for extra sound and to also soften the bottom out as well, since I took everything out. So, did it work? First up is the flex, without all the padding below. Surely, now it's softer, right? Yup, definitely has a much nicer flex and bottoming out. The tape also serves as a padding to keep the hot swap sockets from hitting the lower case in the case you squish it all the way down. What about the sound? Does it sound any better? Well, let's check it out. In my opinion, this configuration does sound more open and less restricted. Also, this is the first board that has IXP sheet installed that actually doesn't sound very marbly. Not sure if it's a design of the case or the PCB, but definitely unique in the sense that it actually keeps the PE foam sound at bay. The reduction of all the filler gave the Cyberboard more room to resonate, and the addition of the tape layer definitely helped to increase the volume as well. It's not a thocky keyboard, but now it does have some sound character and it's a little bit less boring. Essentially, the solution to improving the Cyberboard for me was to downgrade it. I pulled out all the provided premium material that Angry Miao put into this keyboard. I just like it better this way. Plus, it was such an easy mod, just pull stuff out, and yet it doesn't really change the board in any negative way. So if it ain't broke, I guess don't fix it, right? I felt the board never really needed all the filler in the first place. Finally, my recommendation for all of you that bought this, get a custom EVA foam plate dampener cut for this. It'll provide the minimum dampening, but provide the support that it really needs. You know, PC plates, unsupported, switches, you know, the whole deal. The silicone is nice, but it does muffle the board a little too much, so that is what I'm gonna do with mine. I think this is the first video that I actually took something away rather than adding it in. It's because every keyboard needs a different kind of solution. And for this Cyberboard, less is more. After all that, one thing to keep in mind is this. Also, what I will leave you guys with. The Cyberboard is not a keyboard you buy for that vibrant typing sound or that soft pillowy typing feel. Nope, there are definitely better boards out there for that. And for the price of a Cyberboard, 800 bucks, you can definitely go after some major premium boards that was designed exactly for that. To me, the Cyberboard was made with a very specific purpose. Look like a Cyberboard. This thing is the most unique keyboard that your money can probably buy right now. It's a statement piece, you know, you put it on your desk and people are like, what the heck is that? The amount of engineering that went into this is also phenomenal. The fit and finish is phenomenal. The polycarbonate case is cut from a single block of PC. It's not a cheap board by any means, any stretch of the imagination. But if you do have the means for it, it can be that one crazy board that you pull out to impress your friends or potential girlfriends. Actually, don't do that if you want a real girlfriend. Spend the money on an actual Cybertruck if you want a girlfriend. But your keyboard buddies will definitely be impressed. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and I'll have more content for you in the future. Thanks.